Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we are back to our standard control decks. No more Boros, don't you worry, it won't come back for a very long time to the channel. So, that being said, we are trying some new combinations for colors, Sultai. Type of colors that we never see anymore. I don't recall ever playing against Sultai on standard ladder right now. Is that for a good reason? Stay tuned until the end of the intro. But so, like in reality, this is basically a Dimir that has infinite Shigeki loop for a maximum value. So we whiff a bit on the card draw, and we get the Shigeki loop as a card draw basically for the deck. We of course have still Lolth and Sorin, so they can give us card advantage. We run quite a lot of go blanks, which is very interesting card in the meta right now. While it's not extremely useful against some matchups, first of all, we run March. So for those matchups, we just can exile it, and it really helps to stabilize the game, especially against Boros, and usually you cannot play your cards anyway because you don't have time. So it's not hurting as much as you could think, while if you have 6 mana and enemy has 4 cards, you can completely devastate him, especially non-blue decks that cannot play instants and just go for the main phase value. Like, you can completely obliterate them with go blanks, and the fact that it exiles graveyard really hurts a lot of decks, including like Invoke Justice decks and Tenacious Underdogs, all of this stuff. So very interesting card, definitely something to keep an eye on. And also to add to Shigeki loop, you have Inscription of Ruin, so don't forget that this brings a target creature with mana value 2 or less from the graveyard to your battlefield. And it doesn't have a non-legendary clause like Shigeki has, so that's pretty useful, especially if you cast it with the kicker. That card does a lot. Discarding 2 cards, killing 1 creature, getting Shigeki back into the board, and don't forget, they usually discard their last cards most of the time at this point of the game, and this means that they have to top deck something to kill Shigeki. If they don't, you just ramp it next turn, get channel ability, and get back into the game, or just close it. So that's really interesting one. Other than this, we are playing very controlly stuff. We have a lot of Soul Shatters that we'll talk in a second about, but like having Marches is just so good. The life gain is something that is definitely helpful in the current meta because of the burn spells, right? And the exile powers is just so helpful. Sometimes when you have 3 mana, you can go for double removal if you hit Infernal Grasp and March, and this is such a huge difference between removing both creatures on the board and only one of them. Like, over two next turns, it's just so much extra life. So, with that being said, we also run Syncopate, card that I personally, as you know, quite like. It has its drawbacks. It's definitely better on the play than on the draw, but I feel this is a Jwari that is never a dead card. So I kinda like it for this reason. And we also have Jwaris, of course. In some of the games you will see, as always, the Disdainful Stroke. We have exchanged it for Make Disappear. It's not like hard choice. I mean, it's not decided that you always need to do it, but I just switched it because I was playing only against aggro decks. Alright, maybe there were something that weren't aggro, but 90% of the games were aggro matchups, usually Boros or Mono White. I have played like 4 games in a row like this, and I was just, are there any other decks on the ladder today? So yeah, just Disdainful Stroke was such a dead card for so many games, and Make Disappear will usually be useful at some point. So that's why I'm using it. You can also get rid of the tokens to enhance it, to have it more of a late game spell, let's say. So if you are in a control matchup, sacrificing this 1 token to counter his main spell, and still keeping the Planewalker, which usually is at 2 loyalty at this point, is good enough, and it's pretty huge. Alright, we have standard package, so we're not talking about this one. Soul Shatter, card that on one hand is a bit slower than the other removal, on the other hand it cannot target, so that's a problem. But the fact that it can answer Goldspan Dragon so perfectly is just so tempting. This is one of the big reasons for the card, but there are more. But the fact that very often enemy, especially in lower leagues, they will go greedy. And going greedy means they will cast a Goldspan Dragon on turn 5, tap out completely, with a negate in their hand, hoping that you will target the Goldspan and then they cast the negate, or something like this. With Soul Shatter, they just lose the Goldspan and their whole strategy is messed up. They don't have anything, they didn't use the negate, they don't have Goldspan anymore. And this is all for 3 mana. And it's also a very good card against Planewalkers. So that's a big part. Some removal like Infernal Grasp is just that card against creature control matchups. And Soul Shatter is just all around very strong card. Also, it works around all the hexproof stuff. And that's pretty huge because right now there's a lot of those like tempo decks that protect the creatures, and this doesn't even target the opponent. It just says each opponent sacrifices. It means that if enemy has one creature, like he needs phase out because then he has no creature. So this is protection, but all the hexproof, all the buffing, all the conniving, it won't change anything. So it really helps, and there's a lot of like even this mono like Celestia budget magecraft thing. This hits everything because they have hexproof, right? But it doesn't matter. So really very versatile card, and in many situations it's just superior removal. Not saying you should run only this, it's pretty slow, but it definitely has some edge over the other removals in very many situations. So with that being said, we have Hagra Mauling. You will see actually this card used as it could be with perfect situation. It's insane. I did it for the first time in my life with non-basics so prevalent in the meta. So amazing. Definitely watch the video for this part. Alright, but going back to the serious stuff, we have the Planewalkers. So basically this is like a Dimir deck with an interesting twist. And about my results, review and impressions after playing the deck, there is definitely some pain in the mana base. I have had some troubles with going double black, especially like we are heavy on the black mana. We have double black for Meathook, double black for Sorin, so we need quite a lot of this kind of mana, and we need to hit it very fast. So with pathways it gets harder. You can definitely feel that the triumphs are not here for this core combination, so that's a problem. But other than this, it is interesting, but it feels that it's more deck against like meta with slower decks, and when you meet 6 aggro decks in a row, just like at some point I was never able to do this loop, because the game was always over at this point of the game. Either I drew Shigeki, so honestly, Shigeki was really helpful as a turn to play in order to ramp the Meathook Massacre. And that's something that's also cool about Shigeki. It is both control matchup card and also aggro card, because it can ramp you, it can block, it can provide some pressure to the board, let's say. It's more of a blocking pressure, but this against Talia really makes a difference. If they play Initiate Talia and you answer with Shigeki, they cannot attack. And this means that you don't get hit for 4 every single turn. That's huge. So yeah, but that's the main idea behind Shigeki in current meta, at least in my today games, because like every single game was just so extremely aggressive that going to 6 mana, wow, that was so late game. So it is hard to get a value from this kind of loop against such a slow decks. Maybe I was paired a bit weird, maybe I needed more games, but it just felt that this loop is great, but we never had time to do it, or we just whiffed on Shigeki and we couldn't draw them when we needed them. So it is a bit, it feels like a small gimmick, but definitely if the meta slows down a bit, or you aren't paired with Boros like 60-70% of the time, definitely this has a huge value engine. And this is basically like a Dimir that you can get back negate every single turn, because this loop is infinite. If you can go Shigeki into Skyturtle, into negate, and you have excess mana to cast negate, you can basically counter one spell every single turn for the rest of the game, and that is a full lockdown. So definitely a big strength of the deck. It's just the meta that doesn't really allow this kind of plays because the game is long over at this point. But maybe it was just my matchmaker, because I honestly remember not long ago playing against a lot of control decks. So try it yourself. Tell me what you think. I think this deck has potential, and definitely the infinite value engine makes it interesting choice. Because when I play Dimir against this kind of control with Shigeki, I always think, man, they can grind me. At some point they will grind me because their loop is infinite and mine is just extremely high value. So extremely high value loses to infinite, right? And I think that's the deck. That's what the deck does very well. Okay, and with that being said, as always, if you like this kind of decks, if you like to experiment with Sultai, because I think we will try to make it work in different forms. I think it's a really interesting archetype that's not really used at all right now. Definitely subscribe to the channel, we will have more of those. And with that being said, let's go into the games. I hope you like the video, I hope you like the games, and I hope you enjoyed the channel still. So, thank you. So, what do we have here? Being on the draw, that's what we have. However, we have Meathook Massacre, and so we only fear this turn, and the next one. Later we have Syncopate up, so that should be okay. I would prefer this mana. We need double black. Even for Hagra Mauling, it might come relevant. Okay, and we are out of the woods right now, a bit. We have green here. We need only one so far. Well, at some point we'll need the second one, but we have this one. Okay, so we can safely play like this. I feel much safer with Syncopate. Enemy might not have basics, at least not in his hand. So Hagra Mauling is actually possible. Oh, negate, you love to see it. You love to see it. Okay, and now we force enemy to play threats. So it seems to be slower deck. I wonder what it is exactly. Enemy has no basics, perfect. I will definitely play this as a spell. Man, Hagra Mauling, first time in history of Magic it actually shined. 3 mana removal, easy. I'd love to have Sorin, but I cannot have Sorin, right? It's too early. Let's play like this. I think Sorin is a 6-drop. You use it together with negate. It also signalizes to the enemy that we have counter spells. Ooh, that's a strong one. I wish we had one more time. This has to go. This is really freaking devastating. I will use Syncopate, even though there's an argument to get out negate. That's a decent draw. Not gonna lie, that's a decent draw. And I think that's what we will get. Generally you want to cast it when enemy has no mana to kill Lolth at end step. Because even like if they answer, are you freaking serious? I hate you. my whole argument was just made irrelevant. But next turn we have very good board. We have Sorin and negate, and this is something that needs to carry us. This turn is scary, but we have Meathook to reset whatever comes. So I am scared, but I'm not super scared, if you know what I mean. And right now I don't know how I feel. I really don't. I think we go for Sorin. It is really good here. And you go for the only allowed mode, drawing cards, which are lands always. I don't think we attack. We need to get rid of the War Chief. So it attacks, trample goes through, 3 damage to the Sorin, we draw cards and we trade with the War Chief, then we Meathook whatever comes. I really want to kill it. The 3 damage is unfortunate, but well, that's trample for you. And we are 1 mana short to Meathook and negate. So that's quite scared. And that's why Sorin is a 6-drop. Because their biggest threats are usually like Planewalkers or non-creature spells. Of course they have huge creatures, but... Man, can I... Oh my god. Can I please stop drawing those? Now the most expensive card from... Oh. How many non-lands did we draw this game? 4? This is land, so 3? 4? 5. In 16 cards we drew 5 that aren't lands. Okay. Thank you Arena. That has been an experience. So right now I'm doing something that I hate. Enemy seems to have Vortex Surge, but it's only 2 damage, he has no artifact. And I'm doing this because Sorin is basically our only thing going on for us. And we need to draw into some good cards. The only good part about what's coming is that we are drawing the worst part of the deck, so there has to be something good at the bottom. So, oh man, that's a rough start. Also, no Shigeki. Is this good? I'm not sure. I will draw more cards. Please give me cards. Huh. Like discarding card is pretty strong. And I hate him having Lolth. It's just so bad. So basically our Sorin is negated and his top deck seems way better than ours. We have 6 mana, so if we attack with the hole we don't do anything else, he just blocks with one of the spiders. If we use Inscription, like Inscription will be probably better later. Oh man, I have no idea what to do here. Lolth will keep drawing cards, so if he cannot empty hand, like it's still 2 cards, Inscription isn't great and doesn't go like take back anything from the graveyard. Killing 1 spider for 7 mana isn't the play we are looking for. If we attack... Oh man. If we attack we cannot defend our Sorin. So if he allows it, we both lose Planewalkers. He won't want this because we have 4 cards and he has 1. He doesn't know that our 4 cards are crap. Oh man. I guess we don't attack and see what's up. Also keeping up the hole is always a bit good, because enemy isn't sure what exactly to do. But I guess they have menace, so it doesn't mind. It doesn't really matter. But Infernal Grasp is basically the same as the hole, and we can only do one of them. I wonder what the enemy will have. If he plays that Dispute, then he has a lot of cards, and then Inscription starts being good. We of course don't go hole, because they have menace, so we still cannot block. Whatever happens, I think Sorin... Well, I think he had Vortex Surge, right? So maybe Sorin dies. Wow. Well, that's a good bait, definitely. So he could kill it at any moment. And yeah, 2 for 1 is a pretty good trade.
Aren't I the generous one?
Enemy has 2 cards, exactly. And 1 spider, so there's that. My turn. Oh man, I would love... Oh, finally! This is exactly what we needed last turn. Man, that's so perfect, we just need more mana. because I really want to cast both of those. Let's go, you know, let's go green. Why not? Why not? So for 7. I really want to discard both of his cards. And we can actually kill Lolth. Man, we can reset everything. I think. If I didn't miscount it. Do we have enough black? Yeah, we have 4 black. We need 3 for this one and 1 for this one. So first we kill Lolth. I cannot count. It's not correct at all. Oh man. But we need to kill Lolth. Actually, we can just go with the whole, right? Man, I'm overthinking this so much. Enemy has 3 mana, but even if he has a... Are you freaking serious? Are you freaking serious? This is the only card that can kill the whole. Sure, I will take it. My last basic from the deck. How much? To actually, let's go for 3. No reason to not go for 3. If he ramped us, let's at least use this 1 mana. So basically this was the only possible answer in the game to activating the Horde, which is pretty crazy. Okay, so we killed the Shaman, that's okay. Also he will have no cards to discard. Oh, finally! Our main deck strategy, hello. Alright, so what can we take? It has to be non-legendary, right? So we can get Marsh, Infernal Grasp, negate, Syncopate. Oh man, we needed this so much in previous turns. Do we have time to go for it now? I think this is best we will get. And also I really want to get Shigeki into the graveyard, because then Inscription gets the full value. Oh, his cards were crap. That's painful. But let's see what he will do. This treasure token is horrible. It always feels bad when enemy has it. But we are quite late into the game, so we can't overstate the importance of this one single treasure. Alright, so we go for 7-8. 4 cards. Okay, this is by the way how the deck works and why we have 4 Shigekis. Alright. Now we are feeling really good. This March. And probably like Hagra Mauling or the Hall. I think Hall. Because it's both mana and the threat to Planewalkers especially. Alright. And now the game looks much better, doesn't it? Now we get full value. Opponent, Shigeki, and the token. Yes, this is how we do it. Also with negate backing up. This is how it was supposed to look 5 turns ago. Oh my god, such horrible draws, but we still did our thing. Then this, you can see how devastating this effect is. You just take, this is infinite loop basically. Well, honestly this is pretty bad hand. We are on the draw with counter spells and 3 mana plays. I guess Jwari is the best part, but we still need the land. I will actually mulligan this one. And let's skip this one, and of course we get rid of the go blank. It's not much better, but it is a bit better. And of course we are playing against aggro as every single game today. Hopefully aggro that whiffed. Even they can whiff sometimes. We have double green, so this will be definitely on the blue side. We have all the mana that we need for our control deck. Oh, that's the deck. 3-1. I do not mind it. We have Infernal Grasp at the end step, and we still protect ourselves from the 3-drop. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's insanely high value. Exactly under our Jwari. Okay. I guess we have to go blank at some point. He was thinking about throwing it. Well, not really a deal breaker. What is their 4-drop? Wandering Emperor. If we go blank, they play it main phase. So let's not do it. They might also go for the draw. Well, you know what? I will take it. Like, I will just take whatever you play into Jwari. This will be hard. He stepped out, so that's one of the best situations, and he only has 3 mana, so he needs to choose because he needs lands. Wow, those were really high value targets. He actually discarded 10 mana in value. Leaving Brutal Qatar? That's so weird. Is that the play? Maybe he thought he's playing against something different than he really is. Like, I will Meathook it. I don't want anything to go into night mode because, like, Brutal Qatar is decent. Even though it's anti-creature control, the fact that you can go 3/3 ward for 3 mana is basically what you need. And I didn't go blank because of this. Now we go blank. We have 3 mana to pay. Not sure, it was land and something. Oh, Imeref! Okay. Okay, so it's basically a CGB deck, right? With the White Dragon as well. I really like this one. Cool deck. Alright, so enemy is smorking us like crazy, but we can smork him like we are crazier. Like, our attacks are stronger by far, so we do not mind racing. No, don't click it, we don't have cards, you cannot do it. Like, whenever control clicks your hull, you just see March. And now he can either attack or draw cards. He cannot do both. And now he can do both. That was maybe not the best draw, but definitely a strong one. Because he has 2 turns and he will get the value before the next attack. At least we get the commando. You know, we just smork with our hull. Nothing big. I wouldn't block in his place this turn. Like, he can do it next turn as well. Okay, like, he's burning extreme amounts of value for a very strange reasons. I love it. I do love it. Do we need more black? Like, 4 black is a lot, so let's go for blue this time. Probably black was still the choice because we have the hull, but you know, whatever. Like, we have all of the mana right now. And Meathook might be at some point the big thing that closes the game. That's interesting. He's thinking about attacking. You know what? This is actually decent. He will get the commando. Alright, so if we play Meathook Massacre now. He can crew, so he cannot kill the hull. So he needs to sacrifice something. So my train of thought was that we Meathook for 2. Everything dies. Then he gets... Oh, but he needs to discard a card. He might not want to. But then he can kill the Meathook, thinking that we cannot hit the 3rd one, and we already hit the 3rd one. Is this good enough though? I'm really not sure. I will do it just because we have so many Meathooks. And we don't have anything better to do with the mana, so we might as well go for the 4. In case he crews by accident or whatever. Out with this. He can also draw with the Bankbuster at the upkeep, and then get additional card to discard. he didn't do it. It's probably a good call. Okay, and he cycled land to kill the Meathook. I feel that he's feeling smart right now. And you know what? That's fine. Yeah, I don't have... Like, I wanted to make something cooler out of this, but it just didn't work out. Not having negate is painful, but at this point we don't have a lot of options. By the way, enemy had so incredibly much value that he just decided to not use. And I really love the fact that he's trading for the Meathook. Basically, now he's forced. Well, I guess he has the restoration. That's another thing that we need to Meathook. Perfect, like honestly, he's playing so wastefully that he basically gives all the value on the silver platter. And now we have negate up, and now his Bankbuster is out of the equation. We need to go for this, but we have negate, and Inscription of Ruin is pretty huge, though we will never hit Shigeki. We have 4 of them, by the way. Imagine we drew Shigeki right now, how this would change the game, and that's like the main idea behind the deck, is this Shigeki that will never draw in any matchup when we need it. See? Easy. However, we still have the Hall of the Storm Giants, and now we have negate, so I'm pretty sure we will win with the Hall, because even if he had perfect draw, he will have trouble with having enough mana to do it. And that will be the game. No Shigeki. Oh man, it feels weird. Otawara, you need to pay a lot of mana, my friend. This might be Marsh, but of course... Oh, right, we cannot counter it. Okay, you got me. You got me. You have one more turn. That was pretty smart. I forgot it's channeled ability and not a spell. Yeah, now we could go for the staff, but it's too late because we can just win with the Hall. So, a bit awkward. Unless they have another Otawara, but honestly I don't think they have. They probably have one removal, and that will be it. Still a worthwhile attempt, definitely. He needs exactly another March. So let's see, maybe he draws perfectly. There is a chance that he has that. He didn't. Alright, nice. We have some removal. We are on the draw, which is huge drawback, especially if you have counter spell. Gizmo and Baby. Oh man, this should be aggro. For some reason it feels like an aggro. Especially with green avatar. Yeah, mono white. So, how do we do this? We play island because this is something that will happen. I can see that this could be the play. Maybe maybe black was okay. Alright, we definitely want some more mana. I think we will have time for green. So, for the moment being, we play like this. I could play the Hagra Mauling to get rid of it. Huh. Okay, so this is such kind of deck. So I guess it's enchanting creatures, so let's get rid of all the creatures that will happen in this game. And then we play definitely black mana. Go blank might be at some point really good. Yeah, so that's my idea. He needs to tap out completely to get his stuff. And he also got punished quite heavily by having a tap land. Alright, so it is definitely... Like honestly, this is 1 mana removal, especially if we get rid of Go Blank. We have only 1 black mana though. We definitely kill this. I'm not sure which is the better card to do it. This is pretty slim, like 2 mana, kill a creature. This one can be gimmicky. Maybe let's get rid of this one. We can also go for the maximum mana because we don't have anything to do with the mana. The mentioned mana. Alright, finally a creature that doesn't demand instant answer or you lose the game. Love to see it. Man, the mana is really screwing with us. Sorry for the language, I will try my best to not do it again. But yeah, that fits the situation. Do we go for go blank? It feels like the turn to do it. I hate leaving enemy with one card because it means that he leaves this one best card in the hand. However, losing two of them still hurts. Especially that he has only 3 mana. So he's really short on like flexibility. He needs both lands and cards to play probably. Alright, not sure what was the second one. Okay, so double protection. So we identified it right. Spectral Adversary would be a pain if we let it through. It might be Lolth next turn. Lolth is really... Oh, okay, okay. Let's go for green now. Nice. I think that's a good play. Like, leaving him with nothing? No. No, we are not doing it. You have nothing and you will be left with nothing. As you should be. Everything exiled, everything... Like, you have top decks and 3 lands. Unfortunately, every freaking time. That's why I hate this card. Because every time I discard enemy to 0, he just draws the best card from his deck. I don't know how they do it. And you will see, the next one will be a best protection spell they have that will kill Lolth or something crazy like this. Yeah, it probably won't be, but I'm ranting at this point. Because they had nothing. Why they can't hit? Like, they have mostly like protection spells, why then they cannot hit it? Just Mavinda, one of their best value cards in the whole deck. See? From the freaking top. It happened already when I was recording this. Like, I don't know how to play around it, honestly. The guy just draws 2 cards from the top and they are perfect answers, while I'm playing control deck and I cannot hit my answers at all. Oh, magic. Magic. Make it stop. Alright, we definitely want to draw a lot of cards. And this is our top deck. A land. We top decked a land. Okay, with 2 draws, by the way. Those were 2 draws. So, what do we do? Still, enemy needs to go through spiders. And I do not think we win by just killing him outright. Like, they can scale better than us. Fortunately, enemy scoop, maybe he finally didn't draw a perfect card, but oh boy, this game was so frustrating. Like, we were doing really well, and enemy just came back nearly. Alright, so we are going second. With quite a good start. Like, on the draw, it's as good as it gets, I guess. We'll see, we'll see. The mana will be a bit sketchy though. We definitely want to Shigeki, right? Right. We are up against Boros, it seems. So maybe Shigeki will be good, because it's blocking perfectly every 2/2 creature, like Adversary and Kumano. Oh, okay. Okay. This doesn't seem to be a Boros day. Alright, so here we go, like this. Like, we have 2 plans. We could go for the March, and that would also be good, because Go Blank can be exiled to kill Talia. But we can also go for the ramp. That's okay. No, it's not okay. And here we go for black. We need definitely a lot of black. Enemy might untap and have some protection, so let's just make sure that, you know, we get rid of the problems. Talia is of course another problem, but Adeline just has so much toughness. Yeah. We need so many untapped lands. It's a bit painful. Like, this is not worst. Probably we can get something better. We could also exile March. And I think that's the play. If you control... Alright, alright. Like, so far no protection. I don't know if they run them. That's really important. Because my idea is to kill this when they attack with Talia. And then we get rid for her for free. I think it's worth trying. Like, if enemy protects, then we are not happy. They do not have the thingy, you know? So it's not activated. He doesn't control those creatures. We could also just go for the turtle. Kill Talia. Like, honestly, it's not the worst. But we lack a bit of value, I guess. Oh, we don't have blue. We actually don't have blue. Never mind, never mind. So we need to go for 4. So with Talia we actually need to exile 2 cards. Let's go all in. Let's go all in. It means that Meathook is not as important, I guess. Of course, it's amazingly important, but... And I should go for 5. If he protects, then we are in trouble. But this is basically all-in play. Okay, wasn't the worst. And he's forced to get rid of Shigeki just to protect Talia. If we sacrifice it, we might hit what we need, but we might also not hit what we need, so I'm not risking it. Soul Shatter might be really good. We're at 17, we just need a bit more value, but we have cards that provide value. We just need some more time. Alright. Man, LM is just taxing us like crazy. At least let's get rid of Talia. Like, it has only 2 attacks, so it's not the worst. And we can answer it. Yeah, let's draw. I overall like drawing cards. That's a good one. I think we might bounce the Redain and end step, play Lolth, and grow from there. Okay. By the way, channel is not a spell, something to keep in mind. We could also just go for Shigeki. No, I think Lolth is overall just better. Enemy is thinking, what the hell can this guy have? Enemy has only 1 card, but Halana and Alina is extremely scary. And I'm not sure if they play her, but I'm pretty sure they should. It might be even the last card, if they are careful. So enemy is thinking 20 minutes about whether to attack with creature that has vigilance. So that's an interesting part of the video. I think I will just cut it. Oh my god, enemy played the land. That was what he's thinking about for so long. He was thinking, do I play this land? Maybe, maybe not, maybe. And it took around 1.5 minutes to do this decision. Man, I guess we cut again. And here we go, after 30 seconds, enemy decided that he indeed will attack us. What a shocker. What an unprecedented strategy that has never taken place in the history of Magic. Great. I'm playing Lolth. I'm using the ability. Your go. Oh my god. So if he plays the shield, then he can protect the Archon from the double spider block, but then we get a lot of time. And then he loses the Redain. And finally he's out of the roping capabilities. Honestly, I think the game is pretty over at this point. He cannot kill Lolth and he cannot do anything about her. And that's where you are in trouble. And now we start drawing counter spells and stuff. So I'm pretty happy with the result. What do we get? Like, we can get one card. That's not perfect. But we can get Infernal Grasp, right? So let's just give enemy some more roping time. Because I think after this he will rope. I honestly think he just maybe rage quit after he lost the board. But yeah, that was a very weird game overall. So let's cut again. And that was it. The full MTG experience for you. What a weird game. But I honestly think that after Lolth draw, it was pretty over. Like, they cannot answer her. Opponent goes first, cause always. And we have pretty decent hand. It's not perfect, but I kinda like it. And we are playing against Excellent Otter. And if that's not a respectable name, I don't know what it is. Man, I really like the guy already. Let's start with this one. Always when you don't have one mana play, just smack this one, because the pathways need you to make a choice. And it's another mono white, oh my god. Another one, really? Actually green is amazing here. Like, honestly, this is amazing draw. We needed it. Like, Shigeki is such a pain. Remember, it's legendary. I forgot once. It didn't go well. No spoilers. So even if he brutal catars, it just forces him to play quite a bad creature overall. And we have another one, so it's even better. Oh! Okay. I see some plays. We have another black. So, we can fake a bit. It always helps when the enemy doesn't see the access to colors that you have, because he needs to take a factor that you might just whiff, and he needs to play around it, and then you show that you never whiffed, you just fake this. So right now he sees he shouldn't fear Meathook Massacre, which might make him more aggressive. Yeah, definitely. We are not forced to do anything. If he attacks with both, we kill both thanks to one removal. And that's amazing and glorious. Unless he has like Land and Emperor. Perfect. I will gladly take it. Even for 3 life. We will see. He might have something. He has green, so he might protect creatures, whatever. Maybe that's his strategy, but it's really rare, so I'm not playing around it. Because usually they take it for Halina. Okay, sure. That definitely hurt. And this is one of the situations when Soul Shatter would be a bit better as a card. Jwari is really tempting, but we do not have time for it. And now enemy will probably be more careful. Well, it's aggro deck, so maybe they won't. By the way, Excellent Otter, I trusted you. I did trust you, and you play aggro deck. However, Soul Shatter is really amazing in those situations. This is 3 cost, this is 2 cost, so they need to sacrifice the brute. We don't pay the ward, which is pretty awesome. And we get to block the Talia. And kill her for free. So basically one removal is the same as Sweeper at instant speed, which is amazing. Nice, and we are left with the board while enemy has nothing. Even with Talia, it's not really great. Okay, we need land from the top, that we will never get. Huh. I think the play is go blank. To force enemy to top deck. So they had something. Exactly. Of course we do not attack. Land from the top means that they whiffed, but they of course will never whiff. Mono white. It's still mono white. Don't get it for you that it has other colors, it's mono white. Alright, perfect. Perfect. I think we are in okay spot. We could punish them. Do they have anything with haste? I don't think they have. I do not think they have it. We will show our peak dominance with this play. You will see. Ah? Easy. Now we can Meathook for 1. We didn't accomplish anything, but showing that we know exactly what happened. This was the most pointless play of the video, but I'm still really proud of it. We are back to 10. Enemy can activate the cave, which is basically a haste something, but we have Sorin. Of course, from the top of your deck. From the top of your deck, that's how you play Magic. And now they will draw some huge creature that will get haste. That's insane and amazing. I wish I played Magic so well. No salt included. So we go for this one. And I think we leave Shigeki. We have another one for the cards. So right now we will use to counter his perfect top deck. Every single time. Every single time. Aspirant is even better because it puts counter on everything and it makes Halana put more counters every single turn. As you can see, it's 4/4 with haste basically that enhance Halina or Halana, whatever. That's pretty insane. So we can go for another token, I guess. Like we can take this hit. So let's take it. And we are just drawing cards that are not removals. We don't have life, so we need to go for Sorin. Token, basically.
You fight for me now.
We do not have double green, that's something to remember. So he's definitely going to activate the cave, right? Now he will top deck the land for maximum power next turn. And then he puts the counters on the cave. So Aspirant goes to Halana, Halana goes to cave, and this is like 7/8 or something ridiculous. And we cannot do anything about it. And there's no point in attacking. We need to at least threaten if he doesn't top deck the perfect card, but you know how it goes. So right now the land is the perfect card for him. Because it enables a flying... See? Easy. Every single time. Like, I'm not even playing around top decks because I know they will happen anyway. This is exactly the best he could go for. Especially we have all mana open for the counter spell, so every other card would get countered except this one. Yep, and that's insane. 7/8. Man, like, you know what will happen. They had 0. They had nothing on the board. They couldn't activate the cave. This is their top 3 cards from the deck. Oh man, I'm just so irritated. We did so well, I feel. This has first strike, so that's not great. We cannot trade. The only way to block is like this, I believe. Also, he completely missed on this attack, which would be lethal, but he doesn't need to play well if he has such good top decks. All he needed to do is attack with this, and we even with... Wow, all of those cards would be perfectly amazing. Even March, right? It would be exactly 7 damage. Well, okay, that wouldn't be enough. Man, with Shigeki I whiff around 60% of the time. I don't know how it's possible. And now we draw lands. Like, oh my god. Oh my god, make it stop. Make it stop. Let's go for green. Let's go for Shigeki. Don't worry, it will change. Can we do anything? Man, he just missed 4 free damage, I cannot believe it. We would never double block this, because we would die to other creatures. He just never thought about it. Excellent author. We need serious talk. Oh man, this is so triggering. I feel that we had the game after Meathook, but his top decks were just so amazing and we didn't hit a single removal since then. All of our removals were in the top milled cards. Like whatever, sure. How much can you pay? 4, right? I'm not reading the card. That was supposed to happen last turn, by the way. Yeah, and this is why this parent was basically like the best drawdown. Huh. What can we hit? I'm not even sure. And we need to block like this. Because with first strike, this wouldn't get lightning. Neck. Oh man, I'm just so salty right now. And this is what we draw.